People might suggest there's something of a rather strange difference between Catherine, the Princess of Wales, and of course the former royal known as Meghan Markle, the cable TV actress. It's not really just about stature, fashion, all that sort of stuff. But what you may have noticed recently is Catherine is coming back, well, more powerful, more stronger, and more importantly, Meghan's furious as ever. Let me explain. Morning chums, lovely to see you today. Thank you so much for joining me. Outside here, this is the St Ermines Hotel in the very heart of London. Used to be a very prestigious hotel regarding, of course, the parliamentarians, because Parliament's quite close, and so much so that they have a very sort of secret underground tunnel that many years ago they had a division bell, and this would go in the bar, right? And then if you were an MP and you were called back to vote into the House, well, this was exactly what you did. You went into the underground tunnel and then popped up back in Parliament, and nobody was any the wiser that you'd been for a little snifter in between, maybe listening to certain people giving speeches, etc. You see, nothing's new, is it? Everything is literally something else. We've just seen it all before, and apparently, oh yes, as with all good tales, yes, well, apparently the tunnel is haunted. By who? Apparently quite a few people. Well, you can imagine, can't you? Now take a look at this. This is, of course, Catherine, the Princess of Wales, looking, I think, particularly gorgeous and, well, you know, wonderful in a trouser suit. I don't know if you know this, but the late Queen Elizabeth was no fan of ladies wearing trousers. She believed in the femininity of that side of royalty. But Catherine, of course, strident out in now a business attire. Meghan Markle did this a couple of weeks ago, of course, when she popped up on the Times 100 event. And what was interesting was, of course, she got derided for the fact that, well, apparently, you know, she was missing an iron and a steamer, no less. But Catherine, well, in a Victoria Beckham olive pantsuit, well, she knows certainly how to wear it. And I know nothing about fashion, so I'm not taking sides. But here's where it gets really interesting, in fact, because as you know, recently Meghan Markle has been trying to, shall we put links to clothing that she's been wearing. This pantsuit in all colours sold out literally yesterday, within moments of this being worn by Catherine. That's the power actually of a brand, isn't it? I mean, as I say, I know nothing about fashion. I just thought she looked good, you know, but just to be able to wear something, remember, she's not being paid for this. She's simply been, you know, wearing it, and the fact that it's a British designer. Now, as you know, Meghan Markle spectacularly fell out with David and Victoria Beckham, apparently alleging that, of course, David and Victoria were tipping the media off about stories to them. You get the picture. This didn't work out too well, and after many years of being good friends, David Beckham and Prince Harry are now no longer speaking, although I was told they were trying desperately to reconnect at some point, but it wasn't happening. What is interesting, though, is simply this. You see, as you know, each time Catherine steps out looking in something splendid, or whatever, you know, you call it, well, very quickly, or whatever she does, there is Meghan Markle seemingly cosplaying the Princess of Wales. Recently, as you know, she had a rose named after her for a charitable organisation. Yet, literally hours later, there is Meghan cutting roses and putting them on her Instagram account, albeit from old video. But you can understand, even the thing where she was walking in the wellies and the Barber jacket and everything like that, you can just see the way that Meghan is literally looking to Catherine each and every time for inspiration. But I've been told from an excellent source inside Kensington Palace that this will be no longer. You see, this particular event in which she was representing our late monarch Queen Elizabeth at a designer award, well, you see, that wasn't on the royal rota, and these are the things that are going to happen more and more. You'll get like moments of notice where suddenly the media will be alerted and we go along to cover that particular story. There's a good reason behind that, even though Kensington Palace are not exactly saying this is the reason, and it's the simple fact that the more info you put out, the more the duo in Montecito can react and come up with their own counter plan. Seemingly a little bit childish, one might suggest. But the bigger picture is this, that both Catherine and William do not want the good work, the focus on things like the Design Award, to be ruined by petty his, hers, marketing, publicity, ideas, you know, snitches, that sort of stuff. And so consequently, this particular event, as I say, was announced very much at the last minute, managing though to grab all the right headlines, sell out a British fashion brand, and more importantly, get the recognition that that particular charitable event thoroughly deserved. Over to you, Meghan. What have you got planned next? Neil Sean, St Ermin's Hotel in the very heart of London.